Welcome to Securalo Experience. I'm Luis Elizalde, founder of Securalo. I'm here with
Stephanie de la Millar
and Eduardo Borgard.
Welcome to a new episode. Today we are going to speak something that I'm pretty sure that you are not too aware, but you already pay it. If you have a property here, you already pay this tax that is known as the acquisition tax, or the name in Spanish we said ISABI, and that is the acquisition tax when you acquire a property. What do you can tell us about that?
that it was until 2019 it was 2% and now it's 3%.
That depends on the municipality.
Well, in Playa.
In Playa it used to be
Playa,
2, now it's 3%.
and also in Tulum
In Tulum, yes.
happened the same.
Didn't we make the jump from 2.5 to 3?
No.
No,
It
we
was
just
directly
jumped straight
2 to
from
3.
2 to 3.
2
Damn.
to
Yeah,
3.
yeah.
Like the VAT, the IVA
Yeah.
used to be 15%. I remember those years.
No, I remember 12%.
12?
12. It was
I don't
12%.
remember that.
It was 10% when I was young. When I was selling, of course not. When I was young, it was 10%, then 12, then 14, 15, and then 16.
Oh
And
my.
it stayed there. Yeah, it was crazy.
So far.
Yeah. But about the ISABI, in Bacalar, it's still 2%, I think.
Yeah, you have to follow the rule of thumb. South of Tulum,
Down.
2%.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Cancun and Puerto Morelos has something funny because it's 3% plus 10% of that 3% that is 0.3.
For a public fideicomiso or
Yeah, kind
public
of.
trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a
For
10
that tourist,
10%.
on benefit of tourists. So we are talking about that you have to pay a 3.3%, not exactly all acquisition tax or ISABI, but at the end is 3%, 0.3.
Yeah.
Consider like everything is acquisition tax.
I mean, something to understand is that this is kind of similar than the United States, that people pay their property tax based on the area because that money goes for the investment or development of those schools, parks, streets, public lining, whatever it is. Something similar happens here because when you have an area or a territory, let's say the state, the more developed it is, the more taxes they pay because the more services they have to pay. So you see
Makes
this
sense.
difference in the north part of the state and the south part of the state. If you see the big cities here, the most populated ones or the most with the most tourists is Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, maybe Cozumel, and we are on the north side. So if you check it
Cozumel
out,
is still 3% or 2%?
no, yeah, 3%.
3%, right?
Yeah.
But not 3.3.
No.
No. But only the municipality within is Holbox. I don't know.
Holbox,
That one is still
Carrillo
2%.
Puerto? No.
No. Lázaro.
Lázaro Cárdenas.
Lázaro
Yeah.
Cárdenas.
That too? Well, that
is
one's on the north
2%.
side also.
And it's super touristic. I mean, go to Holbox.
But
It's amazing. But I don't know if
it's kind of
because
different.
If
It's not
it's
that
2%,
developed.
it's on the way
Ah.
of getting to 3%. Because that's the rule of thumb. The moment the municipal government sees that there's a lot of income or growth in the city,
But that's the thing. They cannot grow more because at the end it's a small island.
Maybe when
And there
they
isn't.
put roads,
they're limited.
because they don't have any roads.
That's the thing. They cannot develop too much because at the end, in the future, I hope it's too much years, it's gonna disappear.
What? Oh, yeah.
Whole box.
Yeah, because the rise of the sea levels, right?
Yeah,
At the end,
exactly.
if is going to become,
Nothing.
Atlantis.
yeah, Atlantis
Whole-
or a reef or something like that.
Yeah, so maybe that's the reason they are not looking to do too much or to develop that area, and that's the reason, as you said, Cancun, Playa, Tulum, they are in the process to be more developed than the other.
And compared to the other parts, they
yeah,
are
exactly.
basically futuristic cities compared to the rural
Yeah.
side of the state. Because to be honest, like 95% of the population of the state lives north of Tulum. The rest is just in the little rural areas. We're talking
Yeah.
Chetumal, less than 300,000 people.
Wow, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And it's the capital of the state, you know. But so that's
Crazy.
why it's cheap there to pay for the
Exactly.
acquisition tax. Yeah.
But that's something funny because sometimes you will feel like, okay, in a place that is, as you said, the rule, if there is more development, you're gonna pay more property tax. But in playas, something happened, or something funny happened. That, for example, La Colosio,
Oh,
that
yeah.
used to be Polvosio,
Yeah.
now
Dusty.
Dostosio.
the stuff. Now they have everything. They have the roads, the street, the light. They have everything, you know, and it's still very cheap. And you look at other places in Playa that they have like condos over $1 million, and they don't have light. You know, in the street, is kind of what's going on. You
Yeah.
are paying like crazy property tax. But property tax is not that expensive in Mexico, but crazy acquisition tax. But and you go to the Dostosio.
That
It
is
was good
super
one.
Cool. Yes. I will keep it. Dostosio
Dostosio.
from now on.
And it's cheap. Everything is cheap, and you have all the services. It's like, what's going on here? But if you go to the story of all this, you can understand. And that's for a
Totally
different
different issue.
episode. But I think
A little
that
background,
Yeah.
we can say. Yes.
right now,
It's part of why taxes exist. I mean, obviously, we have growth in the last 10, 12 years. The city has been
crazy. We have what is the name of these records? We have a Guinness record in growing in one of the biggest
Yeah. I
Fastest
think
cities growing.
for 3 or 4 administrations, we had the Latin American Award of the fastest growing municipality in all of Latin America.
Yeah.
And this award was given every year to the mayor of Playa del Carmen.
Yeah, it was crazy. It
Yeah.
changed in 10 years. Like,
I think we were
whoa.
growing like 210% every year, something
Wow.
like that.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
population, development,
they needed to
infrastructure.
collect taxes.
That's
to
why they
be
said
what
it.
we-
We gotta charge 3% now, because
And makes
1%
sense.
makes a lot of difference if you multiply it by millions.
Yes. You will see it in your closing costs. That
Yeah.
It makes a difference.
But it makes sense. You know, at the end, it's a beautiful place. I still love Playa del Carmen a lot. And it's a beautiful place. And makes sense that you want a good city, a beautiful city. You have to pay for that beautiful things, you know.
Exactly.
But something that I think has to be said is that the difference between, let's say, the United States and here regarding this tax and this kind of topic is that people there get upset because, first of all, you have to pay it every
Where?
year
In the United States?
in the United States. And basically, you have to pay for all the services even though you don't use them. For example, if you don't have kids or your kids are already out of school, you still have to pay that because inside it
Yes,
comes
you are
ex-
part of the community.
the school tax. It doesn't matter if you don't have kids going to school, you still have to pay it. And here it's just a one-time payment when you purchase, and that's it,
Exactly.
right? So that's kind of the difference between those legislations, and to me, it's much better our way.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Would you like to pay every year
I
for
mean,
a
for
property
your
tax?
pockets,
That-
it's good.
But that's the thing. If for example, that theory that if you earn more, you pay more taxes, and you see your taxes working, not like something given to someone else. For example, as you said, you are paying for the tax of for the school,
Yeah, of course.
and you don't have kids, but you are in a community that helps a lot. And the education, as you know, is one of the education, not schools, education. But the education is the one most important thing to do in life.
Yeah.
So you don't have kids, but you are paying that in order to have a really good community, to avoid crime, to avoid So you have beautiful things, and you cannot have. Hey, I am paying more. Yeah, but you can see the roads. You can see the grass is cut. Everything is clean, not trash. Everything related. And here, you pay one time, and when you go and say, hey, why you don't put lights? Why you don't clean? Why the street has a lot of holes and everything? Hey, we don't have money, you know. So here you pay, but still you don't see all the taxes working. I'm pretty sure in the United States there is a lot of places that happen the same, but in the places that we can know for our clients, they are paying and everything is working. And maybe because they are paying too much, the people that is taking money for their pockets are still doing more things for the community. You know that little. So if someone is gonna tell me, hey, pay 50% of your earnings for the community in which your kids are gonna grow up, or you're gonna be okay, and there is not gonna be robbery, you are gonna be safe and everything, I will pay that. If someone tell me pay 50% of your earning, but you're not gonna see anything, of course that the broken system, you know.
You mean that if we pay it like in the United States way, since there would be more money going around, there would be more improvements in our cities?
Of course. But as I said,
That's
if
an
the
interesting
system
thought.
if the system works, if they are not looking to put all the money in their pockets.
That is the thing, that I think that we don't have enough developed system to be able to. Even though tomorrow they start asking for 50% of your earnings, and they try to apply it, I think that they don't have the system to
Exactly. It's the thing that I'm saying. It has to be like a process, but you have to see the work on that.
Yeah, you need to be able to see it reflected
Exactly.
in your everyday.
As soon as you see that,
walk to the park, to your job,
Mm-hmm.
you see it there, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that in our system, you have the power of choose, you know, what do you want? For example, you want to have super good playgrounds, you go to pay that your kid can play in a playground that is really nice, instead of what developed countries do, no? That it's already paid, so you have super good public playgrounds where everyone can go.
Exactly.
But I mean, referring to the point of Eduardo, is that maybe you don't have kids, so you are not very interested in having playgrounds.
No, but that playgrounds, for example, because they are
becomes a
good
burden
because
for
it's
you.
protected and because everything around is beautiful, or the maintenance of everything around is good. That means there is security and there is. So if you are paying, this guy is paying, or in America you are paying for the playground, but you don't have kids. Well, all around that, to arrive to that playground is safe. So that means the community is safe. So you are doing like, it's all in general. All the idea, hey, these taxes is only for the schools. Yeah, but around the school there are, for example, there was a new law. I don't know, it was a law or it was just a decrease here in Quintana, in Playa, that all their lots has to be, the grass has to be cut because the thing that happened with some people. I'm not gonna say the bad thing.
Yeah.
That the thing that I'm saying. If you are giving or you are paying taxes for the school, not even you have kids, is the school all around has to be clean. So everything is gonna make easier.
I kind of not sure about the security. I don't think that there is a direct relation between taxes and security.
No,
Right
yes.
See, California.
No, but that
High taxes, but not a very good security system.
but
Because
that's the difference. If you go to California, in places that they are paying
sorry,
really
Californians.
no, it's the truth. It's the thing that is happening. But look where exactly is happening that things in the places like I don't know. I'm not really to the West Coast, but in the places that they pay more taxes and they are paying more for the security, for everything. In the places in California that they are, oh, I don't want to pay this, I don't want to, and that kind of thing, and they don't want to spend more money or pay them more money, is the places that is happening this kind of robberies, entrance to the pharmacies. And in San Francisco, you go, it's still California, but you go to Walgreens, everything is locked because they...
Even the simple stuff like toothpaste and...
Yeah, but for example, if you go
Homes.
in a tourist area where they are putting more money, they are like normal. You know, not all the tourist areas, because I am considering tourist area around the what's the name of the new stadium?
SoFi.
SoFi. You go to SoFi, beautiful, amazing. Around the area of SoFi, not that beautiful.
Yeah, because it's Englewood, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know, but
That's the area.
SoFi, they are paying what they are paying. If you go to SoFi, you are safe inside SoFi. You go outside SoFi, crazy. But that's the thing. The one that is around SoFi, they are not paying. The neighborhood that they are not paying high amounts of taxes. SoFi is crazy, the thing that they are paying, the development that they have. So everything is related to money
Yes,
at the end.
but I think it's more a problem of big cities than really a tax structure. That is my opinion. What I have seen.
If you see
New York.
New York works, yes.
I don't. Even though in the downtown, in the touristic area, I don't feel safe there.
We went exactly the time when they were saying that in the subway you need the police, everything is crazy and everything. You go Broadway, you go around Broadway, tourist area, of course, it's crazy the way that everything is approached, the pickpocket is crazy. You go to the subway, of course, but that depends on that kind of subway. You go to the west side, upper side, west or east, it's really nice, and you feel, to say the truth, you feel safe. And you can see a lot of police, like in cars and everything, around that. But if you go, like, to the north-south of Central Park, that is Broadway, to downtown, in fact, downtown and... what is the name? Where is the bull? Financial... Wall Street. You go to Wall Street, of course you don't feel safe. You are in Soho, looks good. You are, that is the thing that I'm saying. You can see the property tax in Upper West and East Side. You can see the property tax in Wall Street, in Hell's Kitchen, of course, to go, it's the thing that I'm saying. If you go to that places, of course, there is a lot of places that you don't feel safe. But in these places that they are paying a lot of property tax, is really safe. And you say, hey, why? It's only about money. And California, I don't know, I'm not sure, but New York, for sure, I know what I'm talking about. Because there is a lot of... Broadway, for sure, is not... I don't feel safe either. And it's a touristic area. But it's not about that someone is going to steal you with a gun.
No.
It's pickpocket like crazy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All the immigrants that are right now in New York, because all rule that they have, all law that they have, they cannot take out the immigration. It's a Emerald City, no?
Sí, sanctuary.
Yeah. Sanctuary city. So
It's
they
a
cannot take
sanctuary.
anyone out. So they are putting hotels, that immigration, and they are taking robbery as crazy.
Same that is happening in Europe.
Yeah.
That the immigrants are the ones that are, I don't know.
But that's the thing that I'm saying. There is a specific places, for example, where it's more money related. Still, the police, they know. You know, the police say, hey, also the governors, the politicians of that city, they live in that area.
Wow.
For politics and money.
That happens every
Yeah,
part
exactly.
Of the
For
world.
politics and money, they're going to be around there to protect. Hey, we are doing our job. Yeah, you are doing your job because there is your boss, you know. But that's the thing, is everything related, I think, with the...
But I don't think that kind of problem could be solved by just throwing money at it, right? Doesn't matter how much taxes you pay.
It's the administration
It's not
of that
going to
money.
go away if you throw money to it.
No.
I
It's-
think that has to be a change of a policy.
Yes.
overall.
And from the society itself.
Yeah.
It has to come from the inside of us.
No, yes, yes,
Philosophy.
yes.
No, but I
Yes.
mean, it's true. No government will change corrupted people that lives on it.
Yeah.
You need to make the difference.
No,
That's
the
why you have
government-
to come with us. We are super straightforward. Not really. I mean, I think that we are making that difference. We
Step
try
by
to
step.
do the same, the best for our clients, even though when they are not aware of that. We have very strong ethics when we are working on behalf of a client, and I'm sure that every client that we have, we know that we gave everything for them to put them in a safe place. When there is a lot of facts that can make the transaction wrong, we straighten it up.
And look easier. But at the end of the day,
Yes, correct.
it in the future is going to backfire in their face. And our core values is that we rather do it the correct way. It doesn't matter if it takes a little bit longer, but we know for sure that they are not gonna have any issue in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's one of the core values here.
Yeah, that idea. That the most important thing to provide a really good service with a good ethic or the best ethics possible. And maybe, as I always said, it looks like we are not the fastest one, but we are the safest one, for sure.
Of course.
totally. If
So
you want to do the things right,
It's-
you
it's-
will be safe here and you will be comfortable. If you want to do something that you read on the internet that go against the system and you are trying to trick it, definitely
it's not
we
gonna
are
end well.
not your lawyers.
Yeah.
No?
It's not gonna end well
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
for neither party.
Back to the taxes, I mean, we are talking about taxes because you have to pay it. I know that there is a lot of lawyers saying, no, we will find a way that you don't pay the taxes. No, pay your taxes. It's good for the community. It's good for yourself. You are being part of the community, even though you are not living here permanently. You have to give to receive. No, as easy as that.
And that links us to the next topic that we wanted to talk about regarding the trusts and the fideicomisos and whether or not you really have to pay it. It's kind of a debate that not so much right now, but back in the day when I started this, when you go to law school, they try to teach you the fundamentals and the way to process logically law. Because at the end of the day, law is a very logic topic. If you have common sense,
Most of the time.
you kind of understand it and you follow it, right?
I laugh, because exactly that's the law.
Mm-hmm.
It's a logic from our point of view and our
Common sense, would you say?
common sense in attorney view or as an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
That's the law. But in taxes, there is no logic. That's the reason I laugh, because at the end, that's right. If we are going to the substitute beneficiary, I think, and talking about more savvy, if they're going to acquire the trust and then
The rights.
convey the rights of the trust, that's good.
It's a very important
and
part.
convey that to another people, not to another buyer or to the new buyer or whatever. At the end, from our point of view, the legal aspect, you don't have to pay taxes because the real right, the owner of the property is the bank.
It's not changing hands.
Exactly. Just the beneficiaries of that trust. However, the tax law established, because at the beginning was like that. Remember,
Yeah.
years ago, there were notaries
That
they
said
said
nope.
no, but they keep it. That's a huge difference. They didn't pay it, and in the deed you can see this transaction don't
Generates
uh,
the acquisition
Doesn't
tax.
generate the acquisition tax, yeah.
However, they charge it. And when you ask, hey, why you charge that? Just in something happened,
I have the funds.
I have the funds. Come on, really? But there was we have the experience with two different people. One that is, no, I'm not going to say him. No. But there was two, the bad and the good one. The bad one is the one that says, okay, I will have the funds, and when something happens,
I'll pay.
no. The bad one, he said, no, I'm not responsible. You have, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's a guy.
You want your title? Pay.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's imply a car or whatever. And the other guy, he is responsible. And you come back with him and he said, hey, what's going on? I have my deed. I paid you. No worries. I will help you to
Get
went
it
through.
straightened out.
Yeah, exactly. And he did. That's at the end is a good notary because in his belief as an attorney, at the end is an attorney. A notary has to be an attorney. He said, okay, the real thing, you don't have to pay it. After some years, the tax law changed and said, okay, now in assignment or right of the trust, you
also
have to pay it. So when that happened, this notary, the good one, said, okay, now that is the new law, I'm going to charge it and I'm going to pay it because it's already in the law. But by logic, as we said, that not have logic because at the end is acquisition tax.
You're not acquiring any real right. I mean, any real. How would you say that?
Yeah, and rights directly to the property.
Mm-hmm.
You are acquiring rights of a trust.
Not a property, exactly. And a trust is a contract. So it's just.
but I
Yeah.
mean, you are acquiring a trust that
Yeah.
holds a property.
But a trust at the end of the day is just rights to something, not the thing. I think that's the core difference between and why there was this debate.
Mhm.
Because people used to say, no, I'm not the owner.
Hmm.
I just have
But
the
I mean,
rights
in
to a
that
contract.
case, even when the trust is being set up, you can
Mhm.
say the same. Like,
About what?
I'm not acquiring a property. I
Exactly.
am
No, but in
acquiring
that
a
moment,
trust.
the bank is acquiring,
Is going
and the
to
bank
go
is
there.
not gonna pay the acquisition tax.
You pay
But in
for
an
it.
assignment or right,
Uh-huh.
you are not. You're only assigning the rights. You know.
Yeah.
So, but when you are acquiring, the bank is gonna say, okay, I'm gonna acquire for you, and
But
that's the
I-
reason I
but you
charging
pay
you every year, but you pay the expenses to for me to acquire. You are paying to the bank. Oh my god, that banks.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, I have this kind of question about, okay, I understand that you have to pay the acquisition tax when you are being acknowledged as the substitute beneficiary and you are keeping the unit. But what happens if you are only coming to acknowledge your rights as a substitute beneficiary and now the beneficiary, but at the same time you are conveying the property to a third party?
In this exactly in this moment, you can our producer can put substitute beneficiary talk. You know, something like that. Hmm? But yeah, that's very important. It's something that I just realized because years ago it was just a convey on the property and you pay only one time the acquisition tax. Right now, it's like the one that is acquiring the property because imagine that you are the substitute beneficiary and you came with your apostille of your
Certificate of death.
certificate of that whatever. You show, hey, I want the property, but I don't want that problem. So I want to convey or sell that property to someone else. Mm-hmm. In that moment, you say, okay, it could be a good thing because, of course, I'm going to pay taxes for the sale because at the end, it's something that goes to me without paying anything. It was my father, my mother, a friend, whatever, a boyfriend, husband, whatever. Sugar. And then you're conveying or selling this property. So you're going to pay taxes for that. Why you have to pay taxes to acquire in that moment only to transfer in the same document? Mm-hmm. That don't make sense.
No, actually, you are paying the taxes to be acknowledged just to pass to another party. It's crazy.
No,
I
the
mean,
expenses.
it's no, but
or you're
it's,
talking acquisition tax.
acquisition
it's
tax.
the
Ah,
necessary step for you to sell the property. You need to be
Acknowledge.
owner, And that acknowledgement is going to give you the right to act as an owner, so you can convey it over to the new buyer.
But again,
So
you're not acting as an owner.
You have to do it either way. The thing that's abusive is that for you to make the sale, you have to pay the acquisition tax, even though you're just gonna switch hands, because that's what you do.
Totally.
You get in front so you can pass it over to the next guy.
What will happen if you write an instruction letter to the trustee bank saying, I want to be acknowledged, and I'm instructing also to the trustee bank to convey the property on someone else's behalf at the same time?
I think that's
No?
the instruction letter that we write, that we wrote for the clients. Is the normal letter that we do, but that the thing at the end in the municipality when they receive the document or the title to say how much is gonna be the acquisition tax, or to review that everything is okay, they will review. Hey, there is a convey of property 2 times. One when you acknowledge, and then when you transfer or sell the property.
That's
makes
something.
sense.
Oh, obviously they want to get
Improve
the
the
most out of
security
it.
in the
Yeah,
streets.
Exactly.
yeah. They want to get the most out of it.